How this virus outbreak is managed and contained will affect the economic scenario.
While they may solve the supply chain issues by looking at alternate sites, the reality is demand has also come off.
From a small company's perspective, is there a means whereby the government can actually do more work with the banks to actually bring down those interest rate charges?
Good day and welcome to this discussion in this roundtable on Budget 2020. How do you compare this crisis with, for example, the global financial crisis or the Asian crisis?
During my budget statement, I made the point that it's important for us not to fight the current war based on the lessons of the last war, because every crisis has similar element to other crises, but it also has differentiating factors which we have to take into account. How this virus outbreak is managed and contained will affect the economic scenario. And of course, the other major factor is how will the US-China trade conflict and technology conflict and the broader strategic competition be reshaped by this outbreak of the virus? Because I personally feel that when you are dealing with a global pandemic, you need a global response, you need global cooperation. It cannot be that I just safeguard myself. We will have to help one another in this. So I've been monitoring our global financial market movements very closely. And I think uncertainty has grown significantly and sentiments have fallen. And that in turn is affecting investments, it's affecting consumption, and it's affecting the linkages across the economies. I think the situation today is worse, and that is a reason why since about 10 days ago we've started working on the need for a second package to stabilize our economy and to emerge stronger from this.
If the COVID-19 situation becomes worse and its economic effects get magnified, you have the will and the resources to do more. So do you think the time has come for you to do more? And if so, can you share something about what it would be?
So first, in terms of the support measures, topmost concern, of course, is our workers. Because if our workers can keep their jobs, then the consumption can resume and life can take place as normally as possible. So that would be one key aspect of it. And two, our small and medium enterprises, in that how can we support our small and medium enterprises to make use of this downtime to really strengthen their capability and at the same time to tide over immediate short-term difficulties.
If you could just give us your wish list on what you would like to see in terms of additional measures.
We should look a little further and encourage companies to do some hiring, increase their hiring at this point in time.
Indeed.
From a small company's perspective, interest rates are still pretty high compared to those given to bigger companies. So it impacts on the cash flow issues. So is there a means whereby the government can actually do more work with the banks to actually bring down those interest rate charges?
Banks will be happy to lend to companies if the risk is commensurate, with the returns. And in order to expect the banks to have lower returns, it means that the risk should be lowered. So what is it that each SME can do and the trade associations together can do to lower the risk? And if we can do that, everybody benefits. And we should be creative about looking for such solutions.
Right. I think one positive that has come out since the beginning of this year and more since the end of January has been the significant uptake in digital adoption.
Yes.
So whether it's digital banking or even beyond banking solutions, customers inquiring about digital invoicing, matching of orders and payments. So the time is right, so we can leverage these capabilities. We have lots of data previously not used, now very useful, that can help SMEs to take advantage of their situation, to be not only to avail better solutions, but also to build a better business. Because they can direct the orders and the business that they do towards a better risk profile.
Could I get a sense from you as well as the other participants on whether you think there's a likelihood of a global recession?
First of all, the global economic growth will come down. And the global economy is much more integrated today than it was, say, during the period of SARS. It has been much more extensive. The global supply chain is also much more integrated than before. So sectors which are most directly hit, like aviation, tourism, and food and beverage and retail, were the first wave to be hit most directly. But because the global supply chain is so integrated, this is also affecting the supply of key components across the different economies. And I think this is going to have ripple effects on the manufacturing sector as well.
Right.
And it's also now becoming a question of weakness in demand. So while they may solve the supply chain issues by looking at alternate sites, the reality is demand has also come off. So it is now going broader and going deeper.
And thank you, gentlemen, for a wonderful discussion.